You're watching Sky News Weather. Here are the latest details on this severe weather event for Eastern Australia. The big news that's just come in is all schools have been closed through southeast Queensland up to or halfway up through the Wide Bay, including the Gold Coast, the Sunshine Coast and Brisbane, due to ex-tropical cyclone Debbie, which, as you can see on the satellite, has caused thick cloud cover to move south overnight, and we have already had torrential rain over southeast Queensland. Just in the last hour, parts of Brisbane have seen over 40 millimetres of rain. Even heavier falls through the inland parts of the Sunshine Coast and Gold Coast. Now, severe tropical cyclone Debbie as a Category 4 system hit the coast back on Tuesday, and widespread destruction as a result. You can see here the pictures showing you how devastating the damage has been. Firstly, initially from the destructive winds, which led to property damage, but also we saw a band of severe storms moving over the cyclone zone on Wednesday, and as a result, torrential rain and flash flooding followed, and that fell onto damaged property, which means we had widespread flooding, leaking roofs, so the water, you can see, going straight through these homes, and many of these homes will be a write-off after the severe weather that we have seen. The cleanup there will continue for weeks, or in fact months even. Sometimes it takes years actually for small towns to recover from severe tropical cyclones. There's the band of storms that went through that area yesterday. Mackay had the highest river level, that's along the Pioneer River, since 1990. Finally, that band of storms has moved off the coast. Overnight, Hamilton Island had another gust over 120 kilometres per hour, but the severe weather warning has now been cancelled for that area. Now let's go further south now. We've got severe storms through the Capricornia right now. Yapoon's had a gust of 117 kilometres per hour, and rain has been increasing all morning over southeast Queensland. You can see on the radar how heavy that rain is around the Sunshine Coast, Brisbane and the Gold Coast, and also for northeast New South Wales. We've now already seen close to 300 millimetres just inland from the Gold Coast. The ranges rise up quite sharply there to about 1,000 metres, so it is an area that often picks up heavy rain. Already the rivers are starting to spike very quickly. We already have moderate flooding to the west of the Gold Coast, and the river levels will continue to rise through today because the heaviest rain perhaps is still to come. Our tropical low is still sitting over central Queensland. Gold Coast has had 90 millimetres of rain. Sunshine Coast 50, Brisbane Airport 43. Some western suburbs of Brisbane have already had 100 millimetres of rain now. Now, Blackwood in the southern central highlands has had its heaviest rain since the 1950s with over 120 millimetres. Mackay 241, that's the heaviest rain in 9 years for you. That's all since 9 a.m. yesterday. And very heavy rain continuing for Hamilton Island and Proserpine. Those storms yesterday knocked out the weather station at Bowen. It's remarkable. Bowen survived the cyclone in terms of the weather station, but then the storms yesterday have knocked out the weather station. That's how intense they were. The water was waist deep, according to our Sky News reporter, Daniel Robinson, who was on the ground there. Currently, we have a major flood warning for the Connors and the Isaac rivers through the northern Capricornia. Moderate flood warnings for the Colin, the Don and the Lower Burdekin. The Don River is falling now with that rain easing around the Bowen area. Here are the highest gusts we've seen since midnight. 96 at Hamilton Island. They're still seeing gales. Had them for 72 hours. Rockhampton had a gust of 82. And the winds are picking up in southeast Queensland now. Now, this is the shot we really need to show you. Our tropical low is heading southeast today. It will accelerate. It's been moving slowly. Notice the red and the black. Torrential rain continuing Wide Bay, Darling Downs, southeast Queensland all day today. Starting to contract further southeast tonight. But we could see another 400 millimetres of rain in some areas, and widespread falls of about 200 millimetres are likely through southeast Queensland, including Brisbane. And as I mentioned earlier, all schools have been closed through this area for today. The reason for that is, firstly, there will be widespread flash flooding and river flooding developing, so travelling could be quite dangerous. But also, they want to keep people off the road so that emergency services can have the road. And during peak hour traffic, you don't want to see traffic jams and then people who do need help unable to get that help. The other big feature is the wind. The wind will pick up. We'll have gusts today above 90 kilometres per hour. But late this afternoon onwards, through the evening, we could see destructive gusts in excess of 125 kilometres per hour along the southeast and Wide Bay coast, and that includes the Gold Coast, the Sunshine Coast, perhaps Brisbane as well. Winds of that strength are considered destructive over 125, where you can see property damage. Trees can come down, particularly because the soil is soft because of the rainfall, and that could lead to power outages through southeast Queensland. So we are expecting tomorrow morning we'll wake up and we should be hearing about some fairly widespread damage, not like what we saw from Tropical Cyclone Debbie. Those winds would double that speed. But there will be some damage over southeast Queensland and certainly some flooding, which is already developing. Further south, severe weather warning for northeast New South Wales. I'm going to cross to Anna with some more details. Anna, the forecast there mentioning totals over 200 millimetres possible through the Northern Rivers District.
Yes, Tom, the rain has been pouring down in northeastern parts of New South Wales, and the radar here we can see the showers and thunderstorms associated with a strong cold front that's also moving through New South Wales at the moment. The two of them now beginning to connect up with each other. Heavy rainfall being experienced through the central tablelands around Mudgee at the moment, and that then connecting with the heavy rainfall through the northeastern parts. So a severe weather warning in place for heavy rainfall that may lead to flash flooding for those northeastern districts, the Northern Rivers and the mid-north coast, and then for the coastal fringe of New South Wales to the north of Sydney to Foster, we have a severe weather warning today for damaging winds, with winds averaging 65 kilometres per hour. Well, we could see gusts up to 90 kilometres per hour today, and that's the kind of wind that could uproot trees with the very wet soil that we have today. Now, looking at the current temperatures, we can see the passage of our cold front through New South Wales. It has passed through Wollongong. We haven't yet seen it in Sydney, and so we're still feeling very hot and sticky there. Currently 25.5 degrees, but feeling a couple of degrees hotter as a result of the humidity. This afternoon, we are expecting to see a shower or two and some rain, as well as that front passes through Sydney.